And welcome to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show, where we interview community leaders from different areas. And this week, we go into the schools. We're joined by Dr. Laura Nelson, the superintendent of the Osage School District. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, it is always fun to talk with the schools because you guys have such a challenging job. I mean, it's kind of like dealing with Little League parents all the time, right? Do you have to face that, or how does that work?
Oh, I love interacting with parents.
Good.
Yes, absolutely. We have a lot of mechanisms where I get to be with the parents and the students and the teachers, and so it doesn't really feel like interacting with Little League parents.
Oh, that's good. That helps a lot. So what does a school superintendent do?
Oh my goodness, that is a hard question. I thought you were going to let me prepare for this.
Maybe the best question, what don't you do, right?
They don't let me drive the bus.
Okay.
I do like to ride buses. When I'm on them, the students think that I'm going to be a substitute driver or that I'm going to drive, but no, I'm not a bus driver, and I'm not too good with those big appliances in the kitchen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you just wrote an article about school buses,
I
right?
did, yeah.
So, I mean, this is like a passion of
It is. It really is, but it's about riding the school buses, and I like that because we have such an interesting school district. So many different types of roads, types of houses, types of families, and when you go out on the bus, you get to see it all in the morning and the afternoon, the sunsets, the sunrises. It's awesome.
Did you ride buses when you were growing up?
I did not.
No.
As a matter of fact, I didn't. So this was sports buses,
Yeah.
of course.
If you had to ride them growing up, you wouldn't like them so much, probably.
I don't know. I'm sad that I missed out on that. I am. Lots of fun stuff happens on the bus.
So really, what does a school superintendent do? What is your job?
Well, my job really is to make sure that we have the best staff and the best opportunities for students, as many opportunities, as many real world experiences, and to design programs and initiatives that'll help with that, and of course to navigate the budget and make sure that we take good care of the resources that the community's entrusted us with. And then I just work really hard at interacting with students as much as possible.
Really? So it's kind of like being the parent of the whole school district in a way.
I like it. That works.
Yeah, okay. Well, that'd be a heck of a job. How do you become a school superintendent? Is that something that just
Were you wanting to sign up?
No. Something you fall into, or is that something you strategically have to shoot for a while?
It definitely took some years to get there.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. There's so many different paths. My path was out of the classroom and through a variety of administrative jobs. I've been at School of the Osage. This is my 8th year.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten to do a lot of different things at School of the Osage, but also just in my career as an educator.
Yeah. Well, I read your bio, and you have a lot of history in the Lake area, right? So, I mean, it's not like you came here from somewhere else and you're just kind of getting used to it. You've been here for a while.
I was a lake baby. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what the right word is for what happens when your parents put you in a life jacket and dip you in the Gravois arm and say good luck swimming. But I grew up coming to the Gravois arm every summer, and we were so excited when we got to bring our own children and repeat some of that.
Okay. So from a guy that moved in from out of town a couple years ago, is it Gravois? Gravis Mills? How do you say that right?
You know what? I am not the expert.
Okay.
We've always called it Gravois Mills.
Okay. So, well, there you go. I need to write that down.
I don't know that you should.
Get that right.
I think you should probably take a survey.
You are very involved in the community. I think member of the chamber, member of Rotary, you worship here. Is that kind of something you have to do your job well, or is that something that doesn't really play into that?
You know what? I think for me personally, our mission is that we're going to partner with students, families, and the community. And so our community is so rich. There's so many different angles and opportunities. The places that I'm involved are near and dear to my heart. And I know that other Lake area superintendents are involved in a lot of different things. I really don't know any superintendents that aren't somehow or another mixed up in other angles of their community. But for Osage, it's a really big deal to understand the different things that our community values.
Yeah, I'm guessing that really helps you to keep a pulse on what is going on in the community and how you run the school.
Well, things look different. They definitely, different perspectives within each of those community groups.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
But what's great is everyone values the same thing. I feel like in our community we just put a huge premium on what does it mean to live at the lake and to take care of the resources that are special to our region.
Right. So it's been extra challenging the last few years with COVID and all that stuff going on. And you, I think, were fairly new in the position when all that stuff hit. So how did you deal with all that? I mean, that must have been, because that was new, that was out of the blue, it kind of never been done before.
That's true. COVID has changed a lot about the way we look and think about what it means to do school during a pandemic. And nobody gives a class on that. And so we were just, again, it comes back to the lake community. Everyone in this community has really rallied around students. Our school board has been phenomenal and very, very single-minded, single-focused on continuing to provide opportunities for students.
Okay. So we are talking with Dr. Laura Nelson, the superintendent of the Osage School District, and we will have more with her right after this.
Your car wants to look its best. The paint, the trim, the wheels, the tires, they want to show off in all of their sparkling glory. Let your car shine with the Quick Car Monthly Unlimited Wash Club. For one low price, you can let your car strut its stuff anytime you want. Your car will thank you. Welcome to the club. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Jefferson City and Osage Beach.
Your time on the water is limited, and Hy-Vee in Osage Beach knows it. Let us do the shopping so you can maximize your lake time. With our Aisles online app, you can have your groceries delivered or ready for contactless pickup when you arrive to the lake. With all your grilling favorites, snacks, fresh produce, and home to the lake's largest wine, spirits, and beer department, your weekend at the lake starts with Hy-Vee in Osage Beach, where you'll find a helpful smile in every aisle.
Discovered over a century and a half ago, Bridal Cave continues to amaze those who venture through it. As you tour through Bridal Cave, you'll see massive onyx formations, giant columns, and the one and only Mystery Lake. Bridal Cave's unique stalactite-adorned bridal chapel has provided a truly unique backdrop for over 3,000 couples from around the world. Bridal Cave is open daily, rain or shine. Guided tours leave every few minutes. Come explore the lake's favorite natural attraction. Explore Bridal Cave today.
Welcome back to Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show. We are talking with Dr. Laura Nelson, superintendent of the School of the Osage. A lot of us just call it Osage, right?
As do I sometimes.
But the official name is School of the
Yes, it
Osage,
is.
right? Is that an important distinction, or does that not make a difference?
I think to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, it makes a difference. Around the lake, I feel like we all know what you're talking about.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Because when we talk, Osage has got a football game tonight, we just say Osage, but it's really the School of the Osage.
That's the school district. Yeah. Osage High School is our high school.
Okay.
So,
all right.
There you go.
And you are in charge of more than just the high school. You do the whole thing.
Yes. We have a middle school and an upper elementary and a lower elementary that goes by the name of Heritage, and then the Early Childhood Center.
All right. So more than just the high. Everybody tends to focus on the high school, but there's a whole lot more than that.
There, truly, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we talked a little bit about COVID and having to deal with that. There was no playbook. There is now because you put it together, but you had to figure that out as you went. Has politics played a role in how you have to do things at school? I mean, it's talked about nationally and, political games and stuff like that. Do you have to deal with that?
I feel very blessed to be a part of this community. I know I've said that, but again, where we are and in our region, we have been having school. And so what you see happening around the country has been a different experience than what we have experienced here in the middle of the country. And certainly, again, I come back to our community has been so solid in making sure that it's about students and providing them opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. I say jokingly, but really it's only half jokingly. I think we might live in the last sane place in the country right now, which is kind of scary, but kind of true.
You're right, Chris.
Yeah. Thank you. I was waiting for somebody to say that.
I sometimes feel like that as well.
Yeah. So the lake area is such a special place to be, especially now. it seems like. Are you seeing growth? Are you seeing people from bigger cities and whatnot trying to get out of the big cities and come here? Is that affecting school growth?
It's really not affecting school growth. Certainly it seems to be affecting the local community, but our school population has remained fairly stable.
Okay. So you're not seeing a huge influx of students coming
No,
in? Okay.
no, we're not.
You've been busy hiring some new coaches
We have
lately.
been, yep.
We do a weekly coaches show here on Lake TV during the football and the basketball season. And we've got some new faces over there at the School of the Osage.
Yes.
And so you hired Coach Engelbrecht in basketball.
We did that.
He's a Hall of Famer. How in the world did you get that guy?
Magic.
Yeah, there you go.
Working a little magic. And then we have Coach Jolly coming in for football next year.
Yeah.
And those two gentlemen are already working in concert with one another. So
Nice.
that's nice.
That's
yeah.
very nice. How important is sports when it comes to school? I mean, I know a lot of times we put an overemphasis on sports, but it's also, I think, the way the community sees the schools a lot of the times.
Well, and did you play sports?
I did. Not well, but I did, yes.
And did sports cause you to come to school?
A short white guy, I was kind of out of the running early for sports, but yeah, it was important for the students to do, and I'm guessing it is a community importance too.
Well, in School of the Osage places a high premium on activities, not just sports, but
Good point.
also choir and debate and theater and speech, and the band has a very large presence. And so coupled with sports, we really do believe very strongly that every student should be involved in an activity or a sport of some nature that they're passionate about and that connects with the things that they really see for their lives, because it puts a great perspective around discipline. Mm-hmm. So absolutely, you bring up sports, but it's so much more than that. And we are very committed to that. The board makes that a priority, and we will continue to do everything we can to provide those opportunities.
That's a really good point. I mean, there were things that I learned playing sports growing up that I wouldn't have learned in the classroom.
That's right.
And same thing, and you make a great point about the activities. Again, we tend to think sports, football, basketball, baseball, but there's so much more. There's band and there's debate and just a whole lot of things going on.
That's right, and we have a lot of students involved in those, and we work really hard even from working to grow them from younger grades into that, and then providing opportunities such as robotics and gifted education and other things that aren't traditional in terms of what you would think of as sports and activities. So
right, okay. And you got such a good staff there too.
We do.
I mean, some great coaches coming on. You got Mr. Haig over there running all the activities, so it's pretty special. A lot of school districts get grief from the community. Oh, this isn't being done right. You don't seem to hear that about the School of the Osage. What is the key to maintaining a healthy school district like you seem to be able to do?
Well, I think that definitely just keeping an open mind, because we all have different opinions about how things should be done. Well, absolutely, and leaving space for dissent and those types of conversations so that we can constantly move forward together. Does anybody ever get everything right? No. And in 2021, I can promise you that if there's an opinion on one side, the opinion on the other side is going to also exist, and really that's been part of the COVID playbook, is how do we just move forward in the face of this situation. And I think all the Lake area schools, really shout out to all of them, everybody seems to be doing a really good job and very inspiring job in that regard.
Okay, so we just have a few seconds left, but I hear you're a huge bird watcher, right? So, like, what's your favorite? You like the big eagle owl things, or you like the little ones, or what do you like?
Well, I like kingfishers. So anybody out there who could tell me a good spot to see those, they're hard to find around here. So yes, absolutely. Kingfisher all day, every day. Bluebirds, though, in a pinch.
Yeah. I saw a picture of a white cardinal the other day. I'd never seen that before.
No, I haven't seen that.
That was
either.
beautiful. Kind of had some red plumage on the top and the wings and stuff, but other than that, it was white. It was gorgeous.
Yeah, no, I don't have any of those.
Wow. So you just walk around with binoculars and check out those birds?
I just really stand on my back deck and hope that the birdseed does the trick.
There you go. Well, that is Dr. Laura Nelson, the superintendent of the School of the Osage School District.
Yes.
And
Yes.
thank you so much for taking the time to come on down and join us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And thank you for joining us on Lake TV's Community Spotlight Show.